again. You walk right out and you do it again. You swear that you never do it again, but you know you'll always do it again. When you wake up in the morning and drag yourself out of bed, and you try to remember all the stupid things you said. In the morning light you say you'll never do it again, but you know you'll do it again. You walk right out and do it again. You swear that you'll never do it again. When you find yourself alone and you don't know what to do, it's when the devil on your shoulder starts whispering to you. For a second, then it's gone, and so you do it again. It feels alright, and so you do it again. You walk right out and you do it again. You swear that you'll never do it again. Tell yourself just one more time, maybe you'll believe it. Take a look into your soul, maybe then you'll see it. So you start again tomorrow. It's always gonna be a fight. Today
Whoops. There we go. There's the microphone. Okay. Let's see what else have we got. I think that's it. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm monitoring on my phone here just to make sure that hopefully you can hear. Whoops. hold on. Yep, I see that. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's on OBS. You gotta unmute every single channel there. So let's see. Let me just make sure. So when I'm in the hold on, click to spin. Yep. There it goes. Yep, I see that. Okay. There we go. There we go. So click to spin. This one here, there's volume. Okay, good. Cam 2 is Stanley. He's right there. Stanley Cam. Say hi, bud. Oh. So, and then you should be able to hear me here. Okay, let me just real quick look at the chats here and see what's going on. I'm supposed to be able to click people's chats and pop them up on the screen. So like, here we go. We'll try Brian's thing here, and it's supposed to pop up. Why isn't it popping up? And why is my screen not filling the whole? Oh, it is filling the whole screen. Okay. Let me try this. Let me see why my chat isn't showing up for you guys. Oh, it's a different URL because I started the. Hold on, let me get that up here. Doing a live stream is almost more complicated than making an actual video because there's a lot you have to do on the front end to make it work. So let's see. I'd like to be able to display people's names. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, there it goes. There. So now you should see I can put people's names up there like Brian does. See, Brian's my my inspiration for this. He's using some pretty cool software, though. I'm too cheap to pay for stuff, so I'm using OBS, which is an open source program. This is the program I use to capture video from the computer screen when I'm doing my videos. I mean, I'm using cameras and stuff to capture me. And then because of the way the live stream works, you actually have to have cameras connected to your computer. So I'm going through an iPad connected to the computer because my SLR camera, actual cameras that I use for video, they're older, so that you can't just connect them to the. I'm not sure on why I'm telling you all this, but anyway, you can't just connect them to the computer. So that's why it might look a little different. And I've got the light kind of toned down a little bit too. So, okay. So a few things I wanted to talk about today before I did the, before we do one of the drawings. Oh, wait, let me just go through chat here real quick. OBS only breaks sometime. Yeah. Yeah, it's not showing me all the chats on here for some reason. There it goes. Okay. 10 people are slacking on the likes. David liked and subscribed. Thank you, David. We'll throw him up there. 3J Music is in the house. AKA Snug is in the house. Time Surfing Alien is in the house. No audio. That was from back before. I think we're good now. Let me just double check with my phone. Throw him up there. Yep. I don't want to put the phone on too loud because there's a delay. There's quite a delay. So, see, listen. Is in the house. No audio. That was from back before. I think we're good now. There's quite a delay, so I won't turn that on too loud. Okay. Let's see. Timothy said I can't hear it. Okay, that was before. Let's see. Good audio. Okay, Time Surfing. Good audio. James Pallone, thank you. Robert Rubovich, message retracted. Okay, let's see. Who else is in the house here? What'd you say about Donald Trump? You're going to get me in trouble here. I'm going to put my other glasses on too. I can't see a damn thing. So let me put my close up. Ah, that's better. Let's see. What did he say? Stan Cam. Yeah, he'll be. There he is. Come here, Stanley. Yeah. Come here, baby. There. Hi. JR, how's it going? Audio, okay, good. A-okay. Okay, so wanted to actually talk about a few things. He's shedding all over the place. Before we sort of get to one of the drawings, and that is the. So I did a video a little while ago about Fender. And I said something about, are they struggling for business? And it was, let's see here, if I can find that video. I think one of the thumbnails said, has Fender jumped the shark? And that was, I'm not even sure what it was in reference to now because it was a little while ago, but it was about some of the guitars that they've released, or let's see here if I can find it. So, but I just wanted to touch on their new, I think it's standard that they're going to start making in Indonesia, and it has the Fender brand on it. It's definitely different. It's almost Fender, you know, in Squire clothing, because the Fender logo is even just stamped on. It doesn't look as nice as, you know, the actual Fenders. So, you know, I mean, just by looking at them, you can see that they're not as expensive, you know, or, you know, high end maybe is a Fender brand. And it just got me thinking about the company and, you know, whether they're struggling to make sales or not. Because when they came out with the debut, it was like, oh yeah, you know, now they're really sort of diving into the cheap guitar market. And if I could find this thing, I should have had this prepared, but I've got so many videos. Let me just search for it, which I can't do. I'm not sure why. Fixing fret ends. I know it was around here. Back on cheap guitars. Cheap. Fender. Gibson ripping us off. No. Fender. Vintage. Fender. Where is it? Too cheap. It's too cheap. There we go. Fender struggling for sales. Let me see if I can actually pull this up here real quick. Okay, there we go. Of course, we got ads to go through because wonderful.
Has Fender jumped the shark? Hey everybody, Jayce Allan here. Welcome back to the channel. So if you're not
So,
familiar with the term jumping the shark,
yeah, I talk about
it's a term that
jumping the shark.
created for TV programs back when the TV series Happy Days was on.
GBR Aquatics, hey, how's it going? The UB, hey, what's up?
Program was
Who else? JR, how's it going?
an episode where the
Let me scroll through this real quick.
Jump a Shark later debuted by Fender, which I did a review on a few months ago. And if you're not familiar with the Squire debut, it is a Squire Stratocaster style. Well, they have a Telecaster bass. That was interesting that I got in my email. Just
Oh, okay. The Phineas.
not familiar with Acoustasonic.
That's right, the Acoustasonics. So this was about the Acoustasonics. And they were really expensive, and they were the Oops, hold on. Let me get back to here. There. And they were really expensive. They were made, one was made in the US, one was made in Mexico, and they were the signature of Phineas, the guy that produces, what's her name? Billie Eilish's brother. And so I thought, is Fender struggling for sales because they're coming out with these sort of gimmicky things? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of signature guitars. I don't know if you guys like that sort of thing or not. Hey Sean, how's it going? Monk, how's it going? Let's see. Let me get somebody's. There we go. Trying to do 10 million things at once. That's why I'm a little scattered. So then you didn't kind of hear from Fender, and then just before NAMM, then they released the. Is Steve in? Oh, Steve. Hey, how's it going, Steve? So then they release these standard models, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have them made in Indonesia. And so with all the talk that we do about budget guitars and how expensive Made America guitars are, and sort of the whole debate swirling around expensive versus cheap and American versus foreign or Chinese made or whatever. And then with the debut that they were making, and now they came out with the debut Telly is now going to be available here in the US, and I'm doing a review on that. Brian from Searching for Tone was good enough to send me one, and then we're going to give that away. I'm giving that away to one of my guitar students. So what are your thoughts about Fender? And we'll just talk about Fender. Gibson, I mean, they're kind of doing their own thing too with all the lawsuits, not necessarily lawsuits, but the cease and desist on the Trump guitars. If you watch Glenn Fricker's channel, he went up and met a guy that makes guitars, I think in Toronto, I want to say. And he had gotten a cease and desist too for a Flying V guitar that he made. So Gibson is really litigious. Is that a sign that they're struggling for sales? And then Gibson, oh no, this was Marshall that just kind of sold off. But Gibson is also, their ownership, I don't think is primarily focused in the US anymore. But yeah, it's interesting that that Fender has to sort of, make a guitar, a cheaper Fender branded guitar, sort of in that, I think it's in that $500 range in Indonesia where their Squires are made. So it just kind of brings up an interesting discussion. So I wonder what Gibson is desperate for relevance. I think that's going to become more true as time goes on. I was watching a video by a younger guy. I think he's in Australia. Just somebody's YouTube channel. They review gear and they post songs and do stuff about studio work and whatnot. And they were talking about Gibsons because there's that sort of there's sort of the stereotype that the Gibson Les Paul is the boomer guitar. It's the old man's guitar, which I won't deny that. I like it. But it also points to the fact that Gibson isn't really, they're not really going after necessarily a younger audience to try to promote their guitars. And this young man, he had to have been in his early 30s, and he was talking about how Fender seems to be going more after younger musicians and stuff like that. They have the signature, Phineas, I mean, he's Billie Eilish is a young person. He's a younger person, so he's got his own signature guitar. The artist Her, H.E.R, she's got a signature Stratocaster. She plays a Stratocaster. Stratocasters come out with they come out with their sort of their vintage stuff that appeals to old guys like me. And then Yeah, Les Pauls are for strong people. And then they come out with, you know, different colors, and then the Acoustasonic, which is kind of a cool hybrid type guitar. And so I think, and then now they're going into these cheaper markets to try to stay relevant. So it's a very, very interesting thing that's going on with these major brands. And I just feel like you can't deny that they're feeling some pressure from these cheaper brands, you know, all these cheap brands that we talk about. Okay, let's say Slash. Yeah, Slash is old as hell now. Let me go through the chat here and see what we got. Any questions or any comments? We'll do the first drawing here in a second. We'll do the pedals first. Let's do the hot plexi. So this thing is it's a good overdrive pedal, but it doesn't sound anything like a plexi. This is just an Amazon K-Mize. It's a nice little pedal. It sounds pretty good. Basically bought it for a review, never did the review on it, and so I said, why not give it away? So let's do that here, because we're already almost 20 minutes in. That's how fast this stuff goes. So let me do the drawing on this one. We'll do the drawing. Okay, so for the K-Mize, let's do it. Let me clear this. Let me get back to my split screen and get over to the Wheel of Names. Sounds so important. Just make sure we've got, okay, so it says click to spin, and then it should remove the person that it gives me the option to remove. So basically, when the person's name, whoever wins this, then their name will be withdrawn from this, so that way everybody has just one shot. So, okay, this is really nerve-wracking, but let's do it. So who is it? Ryan Scott. Congratulations, Ryan. Okay, so let me make some notes here so I don't... There we go, sticky note. All right, sticky note. Okay, so now I'll remove Ryan. So he's not on the list anymore. So Ryan Scott, congratulations. And you can either just, if you're watching, I don't know, there's not a ton of people on the live stream here, so you're probably not watching. But if you're watching, you can feel free to send me an email. I'll send you an email, tell you won, get your address. We'll send that out to you. Okay, that was exciting. Oh shoot. So okay, let's see. I think you got the wrong answer. I like it. Let me try again. I'm not Ryan. I think you got the wrong answer. Okay, so let's see what we got going on. Denny's Guitar Channel. Hey, whoa, thanks, Brian. How do I do this? Do I there we go. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That was, what was that? $10. Jeez, dude, that's awful nice of you. Thank you. I want to try to stay up on the chat here because I know that'll spur some conversation. GBR Aquatics, my first guitar was a 1980s Hondo Strat copy. Now the matching 1980s Hondo Les Paul Jr. So happy, yay. That is, yeah. Let me see let me gather my thoughts together. So I bought, let me see if I can show you this with the cat cam. So over there in the corner is a Tascam. I think it's a 688 tape, real, not reel to reel, cassette tape, 8-track, actual 8-track recorder. And so I want to do a video series where I kind of jump back in time and do those 80s, some 80s technology recording and talk about it. I mean, I did a couple videos where I talked about the PV amps and that, the PV Patriot guitar. I ended up selling that because it just, I don't know, I didn't bond with it. So yeah, I like old gear. Sean Falsted, hey, what's up? Bit curious, what is the next level of budget guitars will be? More curious about acoustic budgets. Van Gogh is still very affordable. Yeah, that's a good question. I think because I was on Amazon today because another thing that I want to do is to look at Stanley's digging in the picks. Stanley, he's digging in my picks. He's gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to send him out, I think. So anyway, I was on Amazon looking for inexpensive guitars because I don't know if you saw the post. So the thing that I want to do with the channel, because I had a few disastrous videos here recently, and it's just because they weren't, I don't know, they just weren't well thought out. I think people want to see guitar reviews, if I'm not mistaken, and you want to see budget guitar reviews, and you want to see budget guitar reviews compared to expensive guitars. And at first I was hesitant to do that because I didn't want to create this us versus them type battle. But if you do it the right way, it doesn't have to be contentious. There's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with comparing, a budget guitar to an expensive guitar, like I did with the Agile, because I wanted to see how close I could get to the quality of that Heritage Les Paul in a budget guitar. Budget for me is going to be 250 or less, I think, and then at the most 500. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think? What do you think constitutes budget? I think 500 is the ceiling. I think once you get past 500, you're getting into sort of mid-range. The line is blurred though. 300 can be, you can start getting into mid-range guitars. Richard J, hey, what's up? How's it going? Denny's Guitar Channel, hey, what's happening? So I lost my train of thought. See, that's so what I'm going to do is try to go back to doing the budget guitars. PV Rage, I have the PV Rage. That was my first ever amp. So I'm going to go back to doing the budget guitar reviews. I'm going to do deep dives, kind of like Phil McKnight does. Setting up a room out in the garage where I can do deep dives. I have all my tools. I can do the measurements. I can take things apart and really show you how these budget guitars are built, what their pickups are made like, all that good stuff, all that nerdy stuff that we all kind of like to do. Maybe do some mods, simple mods and stuff like that. I don't think mods really do much to change. Pickup mods definitely, because some pickups sound pretty bad. You get good pickups in a guitar, it can change the tone. I'm not sure people may disagree with me there, but okay, let's see what it time. It's almost 8:30, so we're gonna do another drawing. Let me just go through the brand name guitars. Yes, they have gotten so expensive. I'm in the 500, as close to 200. I think so. Time Surfing Alien. I think 200, 250 is sort of upper, and then 300 to 500 is sort of upper budget, because you can get some really nice guitars for between 300 and 500. Once you get above 300, 350, I think that almost is a category. Wow, Richard J, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Once you get into that, you know, I think it's an intermediate range almost. So your budget range, I consider, you know, $100, not even, maybe not even 100, maybe 150. I think there's like lower end budget, which maybe should have its own category too. Anything under $100, because I've had pretty bad experiences with $100 guitars. 150 is starting to get into decent guitar territory. 200 to 250, you're usually going to get a decent playable guitar without any issues, other than you'll have to do setup on it. And if you're really picky, you'll want to replace the electronics in it. And then that you'll have a decent guitar for that price. You know, it may wear out faster. I don't know. A lot of people say that. I haven't done any experiments yet. I'd really like to figure out a way to like put a guitar through, you know, use really quickly to see if it would hold up. And then once you jump into like 300 to 500, I think you're really getting into some good guitars. And that's where, you know, that's where the guitars, I think, can really compete with more expensive guitars in that price range. That said, Firefly, when they first came out, well, when they sort of formed, you know, because they were doing those semi-hollow bodies at first, and that was kind of all they did. And then when they started doing the guitars, you know, different models, and they had the stainless steel frets, and you got so much for your money. That's kind of what flipped the script, I think, on budget guitars. And now everybody copies Firefly. Everything's got stainless frets on it. Everything's got a roasted neck on it. Everything, you know, well, not everything has a you know, like an alder body, mahogany body. But I don't think you see as many basswood guitars anymore as you used to. So, all right. That said, let's do another drawing for Pedal 2 Vintage Overdrive. This is just a whatever. I don't know. Some of the names they come up with, I think they just like put a bunch of English letters together to make up a name. So this is AODSK. I don't know how to pronounce that. I have no idea. So it's a Vintage Overdrive. This thing actually sounds really good. I like it. So again, another Amazon buy. I was going to review it. Pedal reviews, I don't know. They just don't do very good. I don't know why. What do you guys think? Why don't pedal reviews do so good? Is it just, I mean, I even don't really like watching pedal reviews unless I'm looking for a pedal and I want to hear what it sounds like. But it seems like I can never get the same sound out of it that the people that are reviewing it can get out of it. So, yeah, that's a good point. You just, Denny, you just brought up what I was just saying. So, real quick, let's do this drawing. Let's do this again. Wheel of cheese, wheel of names. Here we go. It should work again. There it goes. So exciting. Sean Allen. Cool. Well, congratulations, Sean. See, even Stanley says congratulations. Yeah, I know. Sean, we'll write your name down. And we'll get a hold of you and get your address. And that'll do. Okay. So we remove Sean's name. And then we'll talk a little bit more. And then we'll do the next drawing. And we'll do one of the guitars. There we go. Okay, let me see. What else have we got? What are we talking about here? Pedal videos don't catch my attention unless they are delay pedals. Okay. I was talking to Brian from Searching for Tone. we've been emailing back and forth about some stuff. We're actually plotting to take over the world. We're plotting world domination. We're gonna try to get Average Joe to join us. Maybe Steve Cassidy would want to too. Although we're planning on like swapping guitars, and Steve is across the pond, as they say, so it would be a lot harder to get him involved. So, because Brian sent me a guitar, but anyway, we were talking, and because I was complaining about how the guitar pedal reviews that I do on individual pedals, like like a noise pedal or a distortion pedal or a single reverb, don't go over well. But when I do reviews on multi-effects pedals, those seem to do pretty well. So I'm surprised to hear you say, GRB Aquatics, that you like pedal reviews that are about delay pedals. But people have their passions, so they have their things that they're really into. So hope I win the guitar. I had to sell some of mine to pay my cancer bills. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Stanley, is Stanley one of the giveaways? Nope. Stanley's staying here with me. Usually skip pedal vids too. Yep. Although delay pedals I watch multiple times. Oh, Steve, that's funny. So let's see, what else have we got here? What else are people talking about? Great 9-volt battery adapter you can plug into these Amazon pedals. They don't need to get an AC adapter. Cheapest guitar is my favorite IYV 350, $160 on Amazon. I'm actually watching a couple IYV. They're making some good guitars. I think I might get one of their SG guitars, and then get a Firefly SG, and then compare it to my where is it? My Epiphone SG, and then the Gibson. So, how do I get in on the drawing? John Dotson. Let me add your name real quick, because it's closed, but I can add you. John, whoops, Dotson. Okay, you're in there, John. Anybody else not signed up that is in chat here? Throw a big all caps message up that says add me. If you're already added, don't do that. Because I've already gone through and removed duplicate entries. Yeah, Sean. You're already on there, aren't you, Sean? Let's see. Let me just make sure we're all... Oh, no, you're not in there, are you? You're not, Joe. You're not pulling my leg, are you, Sean? Yeah, I can add you, Sean. Okay. We don't get too many people that need to add. Mark Batch Elder. Okay. Batch Elder is a tile, very, very famous tile that was made, I think it's mid-century. It was made in the 20s and 30s. Batch Elder. Interesting name there. Okay, hold on. Add me, please. Mark Batch Elder. Let me add him. You guys are killing me here. Whoops. Batch Elder. Mark Batch Elder. Stanley. And then who else said Sean? Sean Falstead. I got you, Sean. Brian Phelps. Holy cow, you guys are killing me. Richard, you're already on here. Sean Falstead. Brian Phelps. Okay. later. Good luck. Add me, Malachi Hansen, if I'm not already there. Let me just check and see if you're already there. Malachi Hansen, you're in there already. Oh, Brian Phelps, you were already in there too. Come on, guys. You're killing me here. Okay. I don't want double entries because that makes it kind of unfair. So, Richard, you're on there, aren't you? I swear you are. Richard J. Where is he? Richard J. Are you not? I swear I saw your name. Maybe not. Don't forget to add Joe Bonamassa. Yeah. He's got a lot of... Let's see what we got for time. Okay, we're doing good. We can... Okay, I'll add you, Richard. I thought you were on there already, so... Apparently not. No problem, bud. Wheel of Names, where are you? Richard J. Okay. Okay, anyone else? I think we're pretty good. My bad, I was late to the party. No, I think you signed up, Brian. I got you on there. You're in the list. GBR Aquatics, it was form they had to fill. Yeah, it was a Google form. Hey, dude, don't do that. He's mad. Yes. You gonna go upstairs if you're not gonna behave? You gonna hiss at me? Why don't you say goodbye to everybody and we'll take you upstairs? Yep. Say goodbye, Stan. So Stan's gonna go to bed now. See, he's getting mad. So, yeah, see, hear him hiss. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so you know cats have, what do they say, the intelligence of a 3-year-old? So he's like just out of the terrible twos all the time. That's his mentality. So if I'm not paying attention to him, then he starts destroying things in my studio. So, okay, phew. Now I'm out of breath. Tell us all about Stanley. Well, Stanley, we've always had cats. So in 2020, we lived an hour and 15 minutes away from here in a town called Midland. It's in the middle of Michigan, somewhere around there. And so we moved here in 2020 because of the pandemic, and we're self-employed, so I thought we were going out of business because I'm nervous that way. And so this house is my wife's grandmother's house. And she left it to her dad, my wife's dad. And then he was living here for a while. He was going through his 3rd divorce, and he was living here. And then he unexpectedly passed away. I think this was in 2018. He was like 70 years old, but he was a massive, massive smoker. And so he had all kinds of issues, and he just dropped over dead. So she inherited the house. So we sat on it for a couple of years, had to come here and take care of the lawn and everything. And so in 2020, I'm like, why don't we just move here? And I thought, hour and 15-minute drive to work every day, one way, I can handle that. Yeah, sure. So, what was it? 2 years ago, I was out in the barn because there's an old barn that we're working on. Yeah, yep. This is our map right here. So we're out in the thumb now. This is the thumb, and our shop that we work at is here, an hour and 15 minutes away. So I was working out in this barn. Stacking up. Yes, Bay City, Saginaw. Yes, I'm from Saginaw, Sean. That's where I'm from, and my wife is from Bay City. We met at Delta College. And so, hey, cool. Built TV tower in Saginaw. Interesting. So, the barn, I was out in the barn working, trying to fix this barn up, because there's a tractor in there and the roof was falling apart and everything, so we put a metal roof on it and everything. And so I'm out there, and I had a wood pile out there, and I was moving this wood around. So I hear this sound. It sounded like a bird. This is in October. And so like, what is that sound? What is that sound? I keep hearing this sound. So I go over to the wood pile and I listen. And I'm like, oh, it's coming from the wood pile. So I pick up a couple logs and look, and there's 4 kittens in the wood pile. Little tiny kittens. So I'm freaking out. I go on the internet and tell a bunch of people on Facebook, what do I do with these kittens and everything? And they're like, oh, the mom will come back. Just leave them there. So I left them there, put up a webcam to watch them. And mom never came back. So they were really hungry. You could tell they were really hungry. They hadn't eaten in a while. So we brought them in, started bottle feeding them. Had to feed them every 2 hours. So we got them to the point where they were weaned and they were eating solid food and everything. So then my sister-in-law, my wife's sister, she lives out in Oklahoma. She's a professor out there at college, and she lives in Broken Arrow. That's where we went over Christmas, and I bought that Squire. And so she took 2 of them. We kept 2. And, of course, had to keep one of the orange ones because orange cats are awesome. And so they're, 3 years old now. 3 years old? Yeah. So this is in 2022 we found him, I think. Yeah, so he's going on 3, I think. So, yeah. So that's the story of Stanley. And he fetches. If you guys have seen the video, I'll throw stuff to him and he'll fetch it and bring it back to me. I mean, he just loves to... so that's where cats come from. It's called the cat distribution system, Steve. So, okay, let me just go through. We'll do another drawing. It's 8:45, so I'm trying to do this every 15 minutes. Weedy Guitar Studio. Hey, what's up, man? And hold on, let me pull up my... Let's see. Hope I win. Sean Allen, your pedal has been inspected by Stanley. I'll take the cat. John Dodson. Congrats, Sean. Wheel of Fish. Before the next drawing, hit that like button. Thank you, Brian. Why aren't you scrolling? There we go. So that's where cats come from. Yes, we have a cat here that just showed up, and we still have them. Yep, that's how you get cats. They just show up. Have you ever seen a The Youpers live show? I've not. Is that I'm assuming the YouTube? You talking about YouTube? Snug. Time surfing alien build a tower, TV tower in Saginaw. Where was that? Was that WNEM? Was that downtown Saginaw? It could be. Was it quite a long time ago, or was it recent? Interesting. What's your favorite electric guitar color? I like Sunburst and the Olympic White style. Anything that looks vintage, sort of, you know. I do like the red SG though, in the transparent so you can still see the grain. That stuff is really nice looking. I'm not a big fan of like bright colored. I like seafoam green, like the guitar colors that were patterned after old car colors from the late 50s and early 60s. But like really vibrant, bright, like the gems. Is it Ibanez that makes the gems, and they're like hot pink and hot green and stuff like that. Autograph. So yeah, Olympic White, definitely Olympic White. And I like the tortoiseshell pickguard. I'm going to put a tortoiseshell pick. This is the Firefly here. I'm going to put a tortoiseshell pickguard on that. Okay, let's do a drawing. Okay, Leo James, Les Paul, set neck. This is the one that I kind of had a little bit of issues setting it up, but I got it set up. It sounds great. It plays nice. It's a decent guitar. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually really heavy too. It's mahogany. Tuners on it are okay. Pickups on it are actually decent. They're pretty microphonic, but it's not bad. So let's give this away. This is the Leo James. Let me write that down. Leo James. Leo James. Okay, let's get this up here. There we go. Okay. Wheel of Names. Where's my mouse? Hello, mouse. What happened to my mouse? Oh, My mouse disappeared. I don't know why that is. My mouse just disappeared. I wonder if I can hit enter. Nope. Well, crud. There we go. Tracy Marlar. Congratulations, Tracy. Now if I can get back to my... There we go. I don't know what happened to my mouse. My pointer is gone. Tracy Marlar. Okay. Navigating when you can't see your mouse pointer is really stupid. Oh, there it is. It's back. I don't know why it went away. Okay, so we'll remove Tracy's name. And then we'll do the grand prize drawing, which will be the SG here in a minute. Oh, he plays right and left-handed. That's pretty impressive. I can barely play right-handed, so you got one on me. Okay, what else are we talking about here? So, I talked about the Fender guitars, Fender Standard. I'm gonna try to get a hold of one of those to review it. I know Steve was just doing a video on those comparisons, I believe. So, and then I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm working on a spot in my garage so I can do these deep dives into the budget guitars. And so I'm still kind of paying off the bill on the expensive gear that I got. I think that should be in another month. I'll be caught up on that, and then I can start buying again. But like I said, Brian sent me the debut Telecaster to review in the red. I'm going to do a review on that tomorrow. That'll go to a young lady that I'm teaching guitar. She's got an acoustic like an Ibanez acoustic. And Stanley, when I came down here to start the live stream tonight, there was a dead mouse on the floor. This is because we're down in the basement. There's mice inside the walls all over the place over here. And so anyway, that guitar's going to this gal that I've been teaching. She's been playing acoustic, but now she wants to get into electric. And she's starting to listen to old music. Kids call it, because I think she's 15. She's 15. Kids call music from the 80s the 1900s. Nothing makes you feel old like a youngster saying, yeah, your music's from the 1900s. I mean, they're not wrong, but yeah. So anyway, she'll get that guitar and an amp I'm giving away. So local kid. So let's see, what else have we got? Are there any decent budget pickup companies? Wilkinson makes good pickups. I was just looking at some pickups on Amazon today, and they were by who? These were ProBuckers. ProBucker by Epiphone. Oh, these might be, well, they're $71. I could put a link up in the chat. Let me get the link here. There, that's the ProBuckers. Those aren't too expensive, but I'd say Wilkinson. Guitar Fetish used to make decent stuff, but I guess they're kind of slipping. I helped a friend build a Telecaster out of because he had because I don't know if you're familiar with wood and trees and stuff like that, but ash is a guitar wood that a lot of guitars back in the day were made from, and swamp ash specifically because those are the ash trees that grow in water, basically standing water, swamp, and so they're not as dense. Their wood's more porous, and I think it's because they grow faster. I can't remember why exactly, but anyway, this friend of mine had bought some property, some acreage, and it had all these trees on it. Well, we've got this thing called the emerald ash borer. It's an insect that kills. I mean, it literally just kills the tree. So we lived up north. We call it up north. Anything north of this is a Michigan map. Anything north of this is called up north. And so we used to live up in Gladwin County, and we were on about 8-10 acres, something like that. And we had a lot of ash trees, and they all died. I mean, it was like overnight. They just died. We had a really beautiful, mature ash tree right next to the house. It was beautiful. It provided a lot of shade. It was on the east side of the house, and we had to have it cut down because it was dying. So anyway, point being that there's a ton of ash trees in Michigan that have basically died. And so he had some trees he cut down on his property, and so we went to a sawmill, milled them up, dried them out, and everything. So we built this guitar, and I used my CNC machine. And we built this Telecaster guitar, and we bought a set of Telecaster pickups, and I think it had the pickguard and everything, and a neck from Guitar Fetish, and it was awesome. It sounded really good. But then but this was years ago. This was prior to 2020, I think, or maybe it was 2021. I can't remember. Yeah. And as far as and then there's some American small producers that make hand wound pickups that are around $150. I think for a set. I don't think they're I forget who it is. If I can figure it out, I'll from Gaylord Norris past the big bridge, Sean. Yeah, we usually say that everything north of what is it? West Branch or Pinconning is considered up north. Okay, let's see. We'll do, yep, we're getting pretty close to the 1 hour mark, so we will, Geiker. Yes, Geiker is another one. Yep. Almost forgot, searching for tone. Yeah, literally overnight, they will eat it and the roots starve and die. Oh, not enough memory to open this page. What happened? My chat just died. Okay, let me pull that out again. Oh, I got too many browser windows open. Well, sorry for the delay here. Let me just get this. I don't know what happened here. This is studio, so why is it not? Well, crumbs. Edit title and description. No. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I have a little chat window where I can click on things, and it just crashed for some reason. So. And for some reason, I can't get back to the window I was on. Shoot. Okay, let's do the last drawing then. Customization. That's not it. Where the heck is that thing? Settings? Nope. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. I don't know if I can get it back or not. Okay, well, I guess that's fine. I can't, so Sean's message is going to stay up there. For some reason, I've lost my my control of the chat. Let me just try again here. I think I had too many browser windows open. Um, live. Customization. No, I don't know. Yeah, I lost it. I had a thing where I could go right to it. It was like a page where I could control everything, and it just died. So now I have no idea how to get back to that. So, oh well. Okay. All right, let's do the last drawing here. So this is for we have the black theme going on. This is SG. This is a faux Jill. Again, set neck, mahogany body, heavy guitar. This one, pickups aren't as quite as good as that one, I don't think. They're pretty microphonic, but some people like that actually. Some people like the microphonic. So, but God, these guitars are so well made. It's amazing how well made these inexpensive guitars are. Okay, so that would be what is that? That is the faux Jill. Faux Jill. Okay, let's pick a name. Best of luck to everybody. You do the split screen here. And wheel of names. Here we go. Rick Medeiros. Congrats, Rick Medeiros. You're the big winner. Okay. So that's that. Okay, let me stick this up here. So let's see. Tomorrow, next week, these will go out next week. We'll get everything out to you. Appreciate everybody for signing up and helping to support the channel. This was a lot of fun. So yeah, well, I'll hang out a little bit here for just a little bit, as long as you guys want to chat. And if you don't, feel free to drop out. You can do the Irish goodbye. No need to no need to say anything. So yeah, cool. I don't know if you guys know, I got a Patreon going, and there's a free tier, and I'm trying to put as much information on that tier as possible. I can post a link here if I can find it. Right there. And basically what I'm doing with the Patreon is just trying to get people in one spot. YouTube, I don't know. It's hard to get people as a group on YouTube. So I think Patreon is a good way, because Patreon, it's like a blog style format. You can post videos and everything. So I can post videos that don't show up on YouTube, or I can show videos before I post them to YouTube. So I think it's just a good way for people to kind of network with each other and communicate with each other. And I'm trying to get people to contribute ideas to the YouTube channel to make it, to make it more successful. Because I want to do videos for you guys. I want to do stuff that you want to see. So yeah, consider signing up for that. And if the paid version is like $1.75 a month or something like that, I did that just to almost like a test to see if I can come up with something that would be worthwhile, to make it worthwhile. Musician's friend has a Gretsch 5655 center block marked down to 638 with press day code from $8.99. That's a good deal. That's a real good deal. I wish I had that screen back up so I could. Oh well. Good night, JR. Thank you. Thanks, Malachi. We'll see you. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. SG. So with an SG style guitar, what does the full batwing pickguard mean? Standard or special? Full batwing. Oh, where it's on both sides? I'm not sure. Because I've got the... This is a standard. I think it's considered a standard. This is an Epiphone. This is the 61 inspired by Gibson, and it's got the single. And then my Gibson, I don't know what my Gibson. Oh, the Gibson, this is the full. Yeah. This is the full. And the, well, it's almost like a half. Half full. 3/4 full. So that is, if I can find where I bought it from Reverb. It was Gibson. No, I bought it from Alto Music. And I thought I bought it from their Reverb channel or page, but maybe not. Yeah, I can't find the... I thought I had a login. Yep, there it is. Order number. Gibson, okay, so this is a standard. This is a Gibson SG standard in the TV yellow. But the pickguard isn't, I thought the pickguard actually came out all the way on the double ones. But this is more modern because it's lighter. It's, I don't know what it's made out of. Well, it's mahogany, but I don't know why this one's so much lighter than the Epiphone. But the Epiphone was called a standard also, I believe. I can find that to the... that one I got also from Reverb. That one is Epiphone SG Standard 61. So I don't know. I don't know how they come up with these... come up with the names and whatnot. I spelled the name backwards. Is everything backwards? Is the screen flipped? Is it really? I didn't even notice that. Here, let me see. Oh, it is. The screen is flipped. Huh. Well, that stinks. I wonder if I can change that on here. I had no idea. Thanks for pointing that out, Brian. Huh. Flip front camera. Hey, there we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, some days. There you go. Now you can read it. That's the way it's supposed to look. So I was backwards all night, which is par for the course. Full suite of SGs and their pick guards. No problem. GRB Aquatics. Okay, let's see. Good night, J. Oh, okay, we already said good night to JR. As always, great content. Thank you. Awesome cat. Keep rocking. Can't wait to see that budget acoustic guitar review. No problem. Actually, I have a Yamaha oh my gosh, what's the model number? FGS 800, something like that. It's got a solid spruce top, cutaway electronics. That should be here next week. That's a used guitar. I got that off of Goodwill. I'm going to do a review on that. And then I'll do the review tomorrow on the Squire debut. So, I have a white SG. Had a set of Pearly Gate pickups installed with push-pull. I like it, but prefer plain a Les Paul. Yeah, I do. I kind of do too. I like the ergonomics of the SG. So, my Heritage, which is an awesome guitar, don't get me wrong, and it was very expensive. It's not a good guitar to sit down and play with. It wants to drop. And then the Agile, that one sits a little better in my lap. But that Gibson SG is a good guitar to play sitting down, without a strap. You just set it in your lap and it stays there. They're very ergonomic, and you can reach those upper frets so much easier. But when I play a SG standing up, I tend to put my hands in the wrong spot because I'm so used to playing, a regular guitar. I mean, the SGs, the neck is really forward on those. If you haven't played one, it's an adjustment. It's really an adjustment. It's different. So no, I'm not a left-handed guitarist. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was. I wondered why somebody said that about being left-handed. So yeah, no, these are all right-handed guitars. So my screen was, I don't know, technology. I don't know why you would flip the screen on. That always frustrated me when people would do selfies or whatever, and the word on their shirt was backwards. So okay, a couple more minutes here, and then I'll wrap it up. Let me go through the chat here and make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Any questions anybody has, or comments, anything that people want to see in the future, any videos, subjects, guitar, Yamaha, they make great acoustic guitars. Did a review on an older either F or FG 160. It's a jumbo guitar. Has a laminated top on it, but that thing is a cannon. It is so, it sounds so good. Yamaha knows how to make laminate guitars sound really good. It's really impressive how good their guitars are. Do the budget copies of designs like Strats and LPs usually use the same hardware? Do you mean the same hardware as the guitar they're copying? As in, if I'm making a Strat, do I buy Fender branded hardware? Is that what you're asking? Salty? I would say no. There's some guitars out there that are starting to use the Wilkinson hardware. Some guitars will use the like go-to tuners and the, what's the other one? Oh, my brain. Anyway, somebody'll post it. They'll start to use that stuff, but they won't use like Fender. Well, actually, I'm wrong. You know what? There is a I don't know if it's a Les Paul. There's a Les Paul, a cheap Chinese Les Paul, and it's got Epiphone Probucker pickups in it. Now, I don't know if they're actual Probucker pickups. They might be copies. They might be fakes. I mean, counterfeit. I mean, that's basically what they are. I don't know. That's the risk you run when you buy stuff. Especially like if you go on Temu or what's the one, AliExpress. I get emails all the time from AliExpress, and they've got all these neat guitars and they're really cheap and everything, and you look and they don't show the headstock because they are copies. They're fakes. Yeah, GoTo makes nice hardware. What's the tuner that's on everything? I can't remember. I don't know. That's what happens when you get old. You just can't remember shit. So I forget. Anyway, those tuners are really good. Tuners, a lot of people, when I started the channel, I started talking about budget guitars and how good they were and everything. A lot of people said, yeah, well, the tuners aren't as good. And now that I've got guitars with really good tuners in them, I agree with what they're saying. There's some tuners out there that are just, I mean, the gear ratio on them is so good. Grover, that's it. Grover, thank you, Ed. Yep. Yes, thank you guys. And you get that just fluid, it just turns really nice, and you can really dial in the tuning good. Oh, Kluson, yeah, those are good. Hipshot are kind of weird. I don't know if I like those or not. And then there's only two. Is it Hipshot that's made in the United States? And then what's the other one that's made in the United States? And I don't care for the look of them. But I think there's only two brands of tuners made in the U.S. And there's one company that makes frets, and I think, well, there's some boutique companies that make pickups, and then you can buy pickups from Fender, and I think you can buy Gibson. Yeah, because Gibson sells that ridiculously expensive set of PAF humbuckers. Things that you can't find here. Well, CTS pots I think are made in the U.S. if I'm not mistaken. They might not be though. And then Switchcraft hardware is made in the U.S. as well. But then when you run into things like bridges and things like that, then you have to go to small manufacturers to find that stuff. It's really hard. I researched what it would take to be able to build a guitar out of all U.S. hardware, and it's very hard to find all U.S. hardware, especially tuners. Tuners are because, like I said, there's only two places that make tuners. And when I priced it out, if I were to make a guitar here in the U.S. with all U.S. made hardware, it would cost you a fortune. That's another video I'm going to do, is why American made guitars are so expensive. Labor is one of the things, but it's also the hardware. Some people will say wood differentiates. Wood is probably the cheapest part of a guitar, unless it's like really exotic wood, like the flame maple or the spalted maple and things like that. But wood is pretty inexpensive in the overall scheme of things. So inexpensive Geiger tuners. Let's see what else we got. Vintage split Strat tuners. Yes or no? Vintage style split. Oh, yeah, with the little channel that you put the string down in, and it's got the groove. I like those a lot. I think that's what you're talking about. I really like those because they're really easy. I think they're on this. They're on this this one here. You can see it, and then they're the old style tuners. And what this thing allows you to do is you can loosen the strings up on it, and then you can just pull the string right off of here. And then when you could polish the neck or do fret work or whatever on it, and then you can kind of slide that back on and then tighten it down. So it's really kind of a convenient way. I like it. I think it's easier to load strings on this type of tuner. I think that's what you're talking about. Diodario string. Are we talking about strings, or do they make other stuff? Ratio tuners are good. Picked up an Ibanez 421 EX open box for $267 from Pro Audio this week. Box had never been opened. Normal price is $379. That's a good deal. Yamaha FS800. Yeah, that's the one. I think it is. Great at $215. FS9 at $4,100 is amazing, with lots of choices in between. I think the most I've ever spent on an acoustic guitar is 2100, 2200. I had a D18 Eastman, a Martin D8 D28, and that was a nice guitar, but I don't know. I didn't bond with it. I had an Eastman version of that too. I think it's the D8 or whatever it was called, and that was a nice. I mean, that was very comparable. Eastman makes really, really good guitars. If you're not familiar with that brand, check it out. D'Addario makes everything. Okay. Rexomatic. I never heard of that. Oh, that's a person. Rexomatic. Sorry, Rexo. Okay, so a couple more minutes and then I'm going to sign off here because I'm pooped. It's been a long day. So, it's supposed to snow like crazy tomorrow here. We're supposed to get between 4 and 8 inches or something like that. Just a ridiculous amount. So it's a good thing I don't have anything to do this weekend. Yeah, those are the tuners you meant. That's what I thought. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. They're really cool. Eastman's P90s. I don't know. I had a Firefly, I think it was the double cut that mimics the SG, or not the SG, excuse me, the Gibson double cut, and that it was red and that had P90s on it, and I don't know, but it could have been that guitar. That's the thing about gear. A lot of it's subjective. You could get a set of pickups that sound amazing, and then buy a guitar with a similar set of pickups and they don't sound nearly as good. They're kind of like snowflakes. They're all individual. You can get, you can buy two of the same exact model guitar side by side and they could sound different because something, in the way it's wound or just, I don't know. It's very, very interesting. CNC machine technology has sort of narrowed the gap between, differences between models. Back when things were handmade, it was, there was a lot more variation between, guitar to guitar of the same model. Nowadays, that's a little less, but, people, you can talk about how great your guitar is, and then somebody could be like, oh yeah, I bought the same thing and I didn't fall in love with it. I didn't like it at all, So that's the thing about guitars. Everything is very, very subjective. So, all right, Richard J, see you later. Thank you. Rexomatic 70s. We've got a couple feet of sunshine tomorrow. That's good. You must be somewhere where warm. My sister-in-law is in Oklahoma. And she had, 6 or 7 inches of snow one day, and then 2 days later it was 86 degrees. So, but we're going to be down into the 20s here for the next week or so. So, fun stuff. Okay, so yeah, it's 20 after. This has been fun. Congratulations to the people that won. John Dotson, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks, Brian, for searching for Tone. Go check him out. He's a good friend. And Steve Cassidy, again, thanks to you. Another good friend and fellow YouTuber. I'm here on Lake Michigan, too. Ice yesterday, maybe snow tomorrow. Yeah, yep. I'm since I'm in the thumb, I'm right here in the middle of the thumb. Let's see, is that right? No, Michigan is this way, so I'd be in the thumb. If you go that way east about, 15 miles, you hit Lake Huron. So thanks, John. I appreciate you. 3J Music, thank you. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't tell me how many. Oh, concurrent viewers, 23. Views 155. I don't know what that chat rate is 1. I don't know what that means either, but I was wondering if there's a way to see how many participants. Oh, there's only a few of you here now left. So, yep, and people are dropping off. So, okay. Anyway, look out for that video tomorrow on the Squire debut, and we'll get some more content out to you, and we'll start reviewing more guitars. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Jayce Allan. Thanks.